everyone, welcome back to Frenchie's Bakery. Today we are going to be making Kylie Jenner's chocolate chip cookies. So I know this sounds a little weird, but I follow Kylie Jenner on Instagram and I love whenever she posts cooking or baking stuff. She does it every once in a while on her stories and I love watching them. Like if it's Christmas time, she'll make Christmas cookies and everything. She doesn't do it enough. I wish she did it more, but I definitely love whenever she posts that kind of stuff, obviously. So I think it was last week on her story, she posted her chocolate chip cookie recipe that she uses. You know, everyone has their own little staple recipe that they use in their family. I know a really popular one that a lot of people like to use is the back of the Nestle chocolate chips. They have a recipe on the back and those are definitely very good. But everyone just has their own little tweak and stuff to their cookies. So I wanted to see what hers are all about. And as you guys know, I love chocolate chip cookies. Mike loves chocolate chip cookies. My brother loves everybody loves chocolate chip cookies, so I can share these with my family and we can see, you know, if they're good. I don't think you can really go wrong with chocolate chip cookies. But at the beginning of me baking and everything, I definitely did go wrong. I was using dark brown sugar instead of light brown sugar, and it makes a huge difference. And that is now my staple. That's like my little secret that you guys now obviously know. But I love to do that and it makes the cookies so good and chewy. I always thought that dark brown sugar made them chewy and everything, but it makes them really dark and hard and just not the best. I like a gooey chewy cookie. As you guys know, I definitely say that a lot on this channel, but I wanted to experiment and see what these cookies are all about. So I have screenshots on my phone. As soon as I saw her story and everything, I was like, I'm screenshotting this and I'm making a video of this. So the very first slide, it says the best cookies. So are these gonna be the best cookies? I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be good, but I'm sure they're not gonna be the best. I think my mini chocolate chip cookies are the best and you can never go wrong. I'll link it above. Bobby asks me practically every week to make him some, and he even went on my website and placed orders I want mini chocolate chip cookies because he's so obsessed, but they are really, really good. So we'll see if these are as good as my mini chocolate chip ones. So I am going to bring my KitchenAid mixer over here. She uses her KitchenAid mixer, and I'm also going to bring a spare bowl for all of the dry ingredients. So let me go grab those and we will get started on these cookies. So I'm just gonna keep working off of these screenshots. I figured it would be more I don't know, we're working off of her recipe rather than me rewriting it down. So the first thing we're going to do is our dry ingredients, which is what we typically do with our chunky cookie series. So we're starting off on the right foot. The first ingredient is flour. So we're gonna do 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and then a teaspoon of salt, and then a teaspoon of baking soda. And I think that's it for the dry ingredients. Yep. So we're gonna set this aside, and now we're going to work on our wet ingredients. So the first thing she has is 2 sticks of soft butter, and she didn't clarify if it's gonna be unsalted or salted, so I'm just gonna do 1 of each, 1 unsalted and 1 salted. And then she adds in a cup of brown sugar, and she does 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And it looks like she started to cream this, so we're gonna cream all of the sugars and the butter together, and I'll do it for 20 seconds, let it get incorporated, and then the next thing we're gonna add in is our eggs. I'm gonna just scrape down the sides of the bowl, make sure everything's getting good and incorporated. And then she has 2 eggs, and she says to add them in 1 at a time. I typically just add my stuff in. I don't really wait. I don't think it matters either, but we will follow her directions and we will add in 1 at a time. Now we are going to gradually add in our flour mixture, which, hang on, let me take a measuring spoon real quick and just mix this together. I want to make sure that it's all, evenly distributed. You don't want too much baking soda in one cookie and not in the other, because that would be a disaster. So we're just going to gradually add this in. This is one of my least favorite things to do because it always makes a mess. It falls out of the side. We're doing pretty good today, actually. I don't think I'm gonna have to make a mess. Wow! Just a little tiny bit over here, just a little speck. But I'm gonna let that mix. I'm actually gonna stop it now because it's perfectly mixed. And it happens really quick. Make sure that you're paying attention. You don't want to overmix your cookies. Now it's time for the chocolate chips. So let me grab the chocolate chips. She folds in a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then a cup of milk chocolate. I also added a teaspoon of vanilla extract before the eggs. I forgot to film. Darn, that doesn't really matter that much. I'm just gonna put in a splash right now. It's not a big deal. Vanilla extract, I thought at the beginning of like baking, like it had to be exact and everything would go wrong if it wasn't. What has to be exact is like the science of baking. So baking powder, baking soda, that has to be exact. If it's not, then there's gonna be problems. But vanilla extract, it's not a big deal. You don't wanna put too much because then it's gonna start to taste like alcohol-y. But if you just put a splash in, it's not a big deal. It does not have to be exact. So I'm gonna actually add in a little splash right now, and then I'm going to just put on the mixer really quick. Now we're going to put this batter in the fridge for an hour. And I also skip this step. I think it's like super pointless. I don't skip this step with the chunky cookies because they have to be in the freezer to keep their form. It definitely helps, as we found out, you know, experimenting with that, but I never put my cookie dough in the freezer. Unless if it's like way too like thin and you want it to stiffen up, but this is totally fine. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge for an hour. About the last 10 minutes, I'm going to preheat the oven. She left out those directions. I think she kind of just was like, here's the finished result, and they're really good. So I'm just gonna do the typical, every kind of standard chocolate chip cookie recipe calls for, and that is 350 degrees for about 9 to 11 minutes. It's typically around 9 minutes, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on these and, you know, see how they work out. So right now, I'm gonna pop them in the fridge, and then I will get back to you guys whenever they're all ready to go, and we'll start scooping them out. So our cookie dough has been in the fridge for about an hour, so I'm gonna take my cookie scoop here, and I am going to put a few cookies down on the cookie tray. My oven just preheated to 350 degrees. We will bake them, see how they turn out. You never know. Like, all cookie dough looks the same pretty much, but then the second you bring it out of the oven, it could be just a really flat cookie, a really puffy cookie. I don't know what these are going to be because it's just baking soda, which means that they will spread. So I think it's gonna be kind of like a thinner cookie, but also chewy at the same time, which is kind of what I love. So let me finish this off and pop these in the oven and see how they turn out. So the cookies came out of the oven. Mike's here to help with the taste test. I'm a little disappointed with the cookies though. Like that's just not good.
You have to give it injections to make the pepper up.
I kind of knew that these were gonna be flat because of the baking soda and like crispy and everything, but that's how some people like them. Like Mike's sister-in-law was just over here and I had her try one and she loves that they're like crispy and stuff. So yeah, everyone has their own preferences, but let's take a taste test, babe.
Well, it's gonna be good. I mean, it's just a cookie with chocolate. It's
that's
gonna be
what
good
I said. I was
what.
like, you can't go wrong with chocolate chip cookies.
Tastes like a chocolate chip cookie.
It's good. Some of them turned out really weird. I don't even think I can get this one off the tray. Some of them turned out really weird.
That's a pancake.
But they definitely taste really good. So, moral of the story is the cookies taste really good, but they definitely aren't like consistent. They all turn out pretty different. Like, they just all look different. So I don't know, they're definitely, they are not consistent, that's all. And they aren't like the prettiest thing in the whole entire world, but it really doesn't matter because they taste so good. So that really doesn't matter at all. Today was pretty successful. I mean, I had fun doing it. It was cool seeing her stories and doing it like myself and everything. That was a lot of fun. And I do love me a chocolate chip cookie, so now I get to enjoy lots and lots of these. I have so much batter left over. I'm gonna have to like take some over to my dad or something. I gotta share these. There's no way that I can eat all these myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I think it was a lot of fun. Maybe if you guys find recipes from other celebrities, you guys can send them my way because it's pretty cool to like test them out and everything. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.